So, good morning. Thought we'd just take a second and have a little fireside chat. You made some really valid points on your last vlog. I thought that it would be worth addressing in this quiet, quaint, subtle environment. So, I hear what you're saying on the news. But news is not all bad. Sure, if you turn on CBC or you listen to CNN, BBC, all the greats, you're bound to find some real crap on the news. In fact, quite often, it gets even worse the smaller you go in the town that you're in. For example, Kelowna, your news is always about somebody who lost something and they can't find it, or somebody who waited in a line that was longer than they expected and they're upset about it. And then again next week, same thing. Different person, different video footage, same story. Over and over and over again. But when it comes down to it, some news is great. For example, Expendables 2 is coming out. Now that's great news. And you know who's in it? Chuck Norris. So what does that mean for the movie? Well, it means you have one of the greats of all time being in the film. But it also means that based on Chuck's high level of standards, the movie can no longer be rated R. In fact, Chuck said, no way, get the language out of the show, otherwise I'm not in it. And he has that much power because he's Chuck Norris, that they changed the whole movie. Now it's rated PG-13. Kind of exciting that the man can do that much. Of course, you have to hear about all the Chuck Norris, jokes that go on. I'm not sure why they joke about Chuck. For example, when Chuck Norris does a push-up, he doesn't push up. He pushes the world down. Those kinds of things. I believe in Chuck. I think he's pretty awesome. Sure, Sly Stallone, Schwarzenegger, even Van Damme is in this one. Yeah, and they're not bad. No comment on Bruce Willis. He's my hero. Always will be. But Chuck? You can't say much more about Chuck. Number 2. I got what you're saying about the time zones and being late and technicalities. Here's the difference, though. I wasn't late, even though I was in Alberta, because my computer has a home base in British Columbia, which means my computer time is actually 1 hour behind my Alberta time, which means I was actually a half hour early instead of a half hour late. You, on the other hand, are not based in Hawaii, as much as you might like to be based in Hawaii. Therefore, you can't use Hawaii time as your argument. You can only use Alberta-Calgary time as your argument. Because you wake up 1 hour earlier doesn't give you the right to have 4 extra hours that Hawaii gets. However, I'm based on BC time. Although, this is a little bit messed up, because I've been spending way too much time in Edmonton instead of BC, I prefer to be, and, it's really unjustifiable anyway. So, Beach Boys were done. You don't have to waive the next, if there is a next, punishment. I plan on trying to be on time on all cases. So what else can I tell you about the world today? Not much, except that it's going to be warming up. Well, in Edmonton, warming up means from minus 30 to minus 15, which is a dramatic difference and should not be joked highly. But in places like Kelowna, minus 15 might as well kill some people. They cancel snow in the Fraser Valley, or they cancel school because of snow in the Fraser Valley and in Vancouver. So to each their own. To each their own. All I know for sure is that we have a greater capacity to withstand cold winter climates. And if you toss us into a place like Panama or Mexico, we just fry up as much as we might enjoy frying up. Yeah. So I think that's about it for today. Thanks for having this fireside chat. I'm all down with the news. I'm caught up, thanks to you. Beach Boys is out of the way and ready for a weekend and moving on. As for Edmonton, should probably clarify. Edmonton will probably become the place that I call home for a while. Yes, it's cold, but there are a lot of great perks. Great friends, great family, West Edmonton Mall. You can't beat that. So, that's probably the place that it's going to have to be. Circumstances are what they are. And sometimes you have to do what you got to do. You just got to make sure that you love what you got to do. Or something like that. But there are a couple great opportunities in Edmonton, although there are a couple great opportunities in the Fraser Valley, Vancouver area as well. I think that based on circumstance, based on the legalities of life, Edmonton is going to be home for a while. So, I'll chat with you later. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Hear from you on Monday.